Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Tuesday 20th of December. So I'm on the spot market here with a monthly chart. I'm not really considering the wave count here. We're just going to have a look at the volume. So what we're looking at here is that this particular bar coming down, let's just get this into perspective here. So this particular bar coming down here on the last month was increased volume. So that's where the downside pressure is. Now we've seen a little move to the upside here. If we go to the weekly chart, because we just want to see, what the pulse of the market is really. And last time we spoke, we could see that, well, we talked about the volume in different ways. We talked about this moving up here, but on decrease on lower volume, so there's no wind in the sails at that point. We see the strong move down here because of frying up Bitcoin with old Sam. And but what we're looking at across here, and I pointed out last time, is that we're seeing a move up here, but we're seeing it on diminishing volume every day, every week. So that's divergence, obviously. And then we've seen this strong move down here, which is on increased volume, isn't it? So we should be able to see that on the daily chart as well, to a point. Somewhere here. Don't worry about the wave count or anything. Where are we? Daily chart. Here, the same sort of thing going on here. For sure, get that volume up there a bit better. Anyway, yeah, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So we can see that the move down through here is increasing volume, and then this little move across here is on decreasing volume, and now we see increasing volume. So monthly, weekly, daily, we can see that the market is, is weighted to the downside. That's the reality of it all, okay? So that said, we're coming over to this charting program here. And yeah, look, okay, we can talk about this bigger count here for a moment. So there's two cases here. There's one that we've got. I think most people agree that most Elliott people agree that we've got 1 and 2 and 3 here, and 4 here. There is a case for having a low in place at this particular point here. We talked about that last week, but we can see that the volume's pushing to the downside. So, and the other case that I made for this too, you would put wave 4 over here perhaps, or whatever. It didn't really matter, but my case was that this was quite long here, this is a little bit longer here, and this is so short here. It just doesn't sort of make any sense that this is so short. Yes, I know that it's diminishing and all the rest of it, but if all this was moving down on lower volume, then I would say that the sellers are drying up. But that's not quite what I'm seeing at the moment. So the other case, that it's not so much this move here, we're just talking about the bigger move here. So if we do have 5 waves down here, let's just say we hit 10,000, obviously that's a big support, or before that. So if we come down here in 5 waves, then we're going to have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, some sort of counter trend coming back midpoint here to this. And then if that was the case, if we take 5 waves down from the top, then we'd have another 5 waves down as the ABC correction. There is the case that we could look at all of this as the A wave here, the B wave up here, and the C wave down here. So there is a possibility that we can, have this as the low. So that's something that we'll talk about more and more, and we'll look at both cases and we'll weigh that up. But they're basically the two cases at this particular point in time. We would need to, we'd need to drag in other markets around the world as well, because all the markets are connected. There's a flow of money, isn't there? So it's all basically fear and greed. I mean, this is just a map of human emotion, nothing to do with value. So Or maybe there's some sort of value in there, but it's certainly humans are moving it. Let's just put it that way. And you know, we know that we're emotional. That's, you know, goes without saying. Anyway, apart from all of this, I just wanted to just sort of refresh us about the big account, and we'll talk about this more and more. So I want to go to the daily chart. We'll just talk about this down here further, and then we'll drill into the intraday count and so on. So we're looking at wave 3 here with wave 4 here. And the most conservative count that I can give is wave 1. And wave 1 can also, it can go here. Could it go here? Possibly. But the A wave, the B wave to here, and the C wave to here is pretty much would be the standard issue here. Wave 2 being complicated would make wave 4 being a little bit simple. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. It pulled up just above the 38.2% retracement level here for that. And then we'd have wave 5 down here. Now wave 5 would see 5 waves here. So we'd see wave 1 and 2 here, somewhere in here, wave 2, and wave 3 is normally longer, and wave 5, something like this here. That would be sort of looking at it in that particular way. Could it end in 3 waves coming down? Possibly. All of those sorts of things, but we'll get to that. But we'd certainly need to make a low below wave 3 here, so somewhere down into the 15,000 at least at this particular point in time. The other thing too is that could we look at this any different here? You know, could we look at a bigger 5 waves down? Because as I mentioned, the wave from 4 to 5 here is really still quite small compared to wave 3 here, from 2 to 3 here. You know, that's a nice structure here. Is it possible to see wave 5 come down further? I think so. We could look at that too. We could probably put wave 2 over here for this as 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 the third, fourth, and fifth, and move it down further. I won't call a low in here until I can call a low in for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, and I need to bring the currencies into it as well, and you know, I need to get the whole kahuna, the big bowl of jelly, wobbling together to a point. You know, in the meantime, we know that I know, looking at, you know, the drivers of the market, the stocks, you know, we know that there's pressure going to be applied, you know, continue to be applied to those. And we can see that Apple and Amazon are quite bearish. They need to come down further. So it's likely that we are going to be coming down further. We're going to have a look at the bullish count as well for this. But that's, you know, that's been a secondary sort of count. I'm just doing it really to be fair, to look at both sides of the market, you know. So from here, I think we've been in on the 5K tick here for this, I think. Let's just so we've been looking at this as wave 3 here, with the A wave here, the B wave here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 could go to here, but I prefer it here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave C of 4, the 38.2% retracement level in here somewhere. Looking at this being wave 1 here, this 1650 here is 16,500 is a medium level in terms of the trading levels, thoughts, concept, method, whatever. We can see that it's important. We're coming into these lows here. We know we're going to get support here. This move down through here is very much like the S&P 500, if I could just bring that up here. So the S&P 500, we're counting 5 waves down here on this intraday basis, and then we're going to look for wave 2, and then we're going to be going down further at that point. So that's the same with all the indices and pretty much the currencies as well, and so on. So it's pretty much the same here as well. We'll see some sort of ABC pattern come here, and then we'll be going down here. There'll be a bit of a rough spot here. The 15 is the big number here. The 6, all of these, every single number is important. They've just got their pecking order, that's all. you know, 16 is important, 17 is important, but I always say 1650 is more important than 16 and 17, because it always becomes, the 17 and 16 are good for getting tops and bottoms, but when it comes to trading, then this becomes the balance line through here. And like if I was going to go long here, for instance, I wouldn't be using 17, I'll be using 1650 and looking for support, and I've got my ways to move in and out of market. So, but basically in a nutshell, we can count 5 waves down here, and would be looking for, at this point, obviously the low, searching for a low now. I reckon that's probably the low on the bottom. And yeah, we could pull, we don't have to pull back to the 50-60%, but you know, it's a starting point anyway. As I always say, it's better to count the actual structure here as the A, the B, and the C wave here. So yeah, that's what we'll do over the next sessions or so, but that's sort of where we are with that. I don't know if I've got this on 100 ticks here, so we can see this down here a little bit better. No, I don't think I have. Did I have it on Ethereum? Anyway, I wanted to have a look at the bullish count. Yeah, that really fell out of bed there, didn't it? That will climb back up. This will be the low here, the capitulation as they call it. 20k, we had this bullish count here for this. So the bullish count would be on the low here. We talked about this last time we spoke in, just to give it a fair crack of the whip. So wave 2 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here, right? This would need to be the A wave here, that's the 61.8%. So we'll get a B wave over here, and then a C wave pulling down to the square root of 61.8%, which is the 78.6. So that would be there. So it's not over until the big lady sings. So the only way to confirm the bearish market is by taking this low out here. That would be the end of wave. That would be the end of wave 2 at that point. So this counts as 5 waves down here. That's probably the low here, I reckon. And we'll see some sort of correction. And yeah, it needs to snake its way. You know, I think 17 is going to be important, obviously, and 1720 is going to be important as well in this case. So we'll see how this develops back up here. But yeah, last time we spoke, we were looking for a top here and a turn, and we've got the turn, and now we're looking either an A and a B and a C for wave 2. We go up, or we just pretty much keep on trucking to the downside at that point. So and we'll eliminate this here. But like I said, it's not over until the big lady sings. So we could certainly get the A, the B, and the C here for this. I think we're looking at Ethereum here as well. This is Ethereum. We could look at this in 2 ways as well. But once again, I was looking for the A, the B, the 1, 2, 3, a triangle pattern here, and then up here. So it'd be the same here too. You'd have to consider this wave A here, wave B here, and wave C coming down here for this. It'll be something like that, and then a move up. I don't think there's any other way to realistically handle this situation in terms of a bullish move. I don't think so anyway, but I mean, if this had made a high here, let me just have a little look. If that had made a high, that would have been doable at that point, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 here. We didn't make a new high here. It's not going to happen. Just thinking of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here, then the A, the B, and the C here. They wouldn't line up with Bitcoin anyway, so that's not going to happen. So yeah, I was just thinking down here for that last structure here, so that makes sense, doesn't it? So we had this A, B, C here for the wave 4 that I got, then 1 and 2, and the 3rd wave, and the 4th wave, and the 5th wave. So that capitulation was probably, I have to go inside to have a look at that, but I'd assume that either the low's in, or we make one more tiny little low, and then that's it. So we should see this work higher here now as the A, the B, and the C, but I wouldn't start sort of foaming at the mouth about, you know, being long at this particular point in time. This is definitely 5 waves down here, you know. So, yeah, just, the bearish counter's got the weight. And the reason it's got the weight for is because we had a look at the volume, and, you know, it's the volume creates the price, and the volume confirms the price action. And we're seeing the volume telling us that the sellers are in control of the market. And I don't mean that just because of this is coming down here. I mean that this move up here is on lower volume, you know, it's on diminishing volume moving up there. That's divergence. There's hodlers like myself, but there's no one coming in and buying, you know. They don't know if it's the low. They think that, you know, is it going to go lower, you know. And the stock market, you know, they've got the fear of the stock market and so on, and yeah, they think it's going to go, you know, lower, and they're probably right. You know, I'm thinking the same thing, you know. So anyway, that's Ethereum. And, you know, the next step we have to look at, if we get this wave 2, wave 3, 4, and 5 here, making some sort of new low here, I don't know if that will be the low. I mean, I need to see that on the stock market as well. You know, I need to see it all over the place. So we could certainly, you know, we can certainly extend this whole move much lower as well. But, you know, we'll stop here and we'll assess the situation, and it won't be difficult because all we'll have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And then we just need to be a little bit patient to see, you know, we can look at things like, once we get to that low, we'll take that there and we'll look at this 50-60% retracement level here. And all we really need to do at this point is say to ourselves, okay, we're either going to get 5 waves to that point, or we're going to get 3 waves to that point. If we get 3 waves to the 61.8% here, then we're going to come down further. If we get 5 waves to the 61.8%, well, then we're going to get a 3-wave pullback, and then we can buy it on that 3-wave pullback based on having that impulse wave here. We'll have an ABC pattern here, and then we're going to get another 5 up at that point. So that would be the basis. It's still very high risk, but at least we can manage, you know, not hodling money, but trading money at that particular point. I'm personally not trading any of the cryptos just yet. No, for no particular reason. I haven't got time to scratch myself at the moment. So yeah, let's just see how all of this comes to pass. But that's my 2 bobs worth of Ethereum coming lower, and also Bitcoin coming down lower as well. This is obviously the bullish count here, but going back to my bearish count over here, looking at wave 4 here with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming down into, well, we'd want this 3rd wave here, right, longer than this one here, you know, realistically. Could it be 3 waves down? Can we finish as an ABC down here? Yeah, we can do that, but I don't think that's the case because we're getting 5 waves in the first leg here, you know. Well, that's it, folks. Yeah, let's see how this goes. And look, during the Christmas break, because we're taking some time off, I need to work on the new website and get folks across there, and there's still so much work to be done on all of that. But I'm over the hill, or on the other side. We're on the home stretch. So in January we'll have, or late December, we'll have folks over there, and yeah, so there'll be still, you know, once we migrate to the new site, there'll still be things I need to do, but life's a bit like that, isn't it? It just, the whole thing, life just continues, isn't it? Any business never stops. It's just always doing stuff. So I don't mind going over there, and not everything is functioning properly, you know, on the new site. And besides, on the main trading app that we've got in there, we're going to be redesigning all of that. So there's a team coming in on in January to look at all of that, and they're going to redesign where we put all the trades, and then we're going to get it rewritten in JavaScript, and so there's a lot sort of going on there. But at least there's a few good things about the new website, is that we'll be able to communicate through a chat module and upload charts and videos, and people can communicate a bit, freely with each other, and we can start putting out trades, especially for stocks anyway. We will be doing crypto trades, and we will be doing crypto portfolios for hodling for long term, but there's no rush for that anyway, because we're still coming lower, but we'll be ready for any upswing and all of that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.